What if I told you you can change your eye shape just with eyeshadow? Same eyes, two completely different shapes. One video went viral, over 180 million views, ton of fun comments, and so many of you asked for a tutorial for each eye shape. So let's do it. We will start with eyebrows because they are crucial for changing the entire structure of your brow bone and eye shape. I'm using eyebrow shadow for soft pigment buildup. On the foxy side, the brow should be thinner, more elongated, and slightly lifted at the tail. We are opening up this outer space, even if you have a bit of extra skin here, like I do. We'll correct that later with a shadow placement. On the dull side, make the tail shorter, slightly curved down, and the overall shape wider. Use a strong-hold brow gel to set the shape. Thin and lifted on the one side and fluffy and soft on the other. Then clean underneath the brows with a concealer. Go for a light shade to really create contrast between the brow tip and the space under it. Now let's move on to the eye primer. This step makes a huge difference. Eye primer does two main things. It evens out the eyelid color, so your shadows look cleaner and more vibrant. And it locks in the makeup in place, so it won't crease or fade during the day. I'm applying just a tiny amount and you don't need much. Use your fingertip or a small brush, just blend it evenly from the lash line to the brow bone. That's it. Now, let's talk about the waterline and tight line. This tiny detail makes a huge difference in how your eye shape looks. Usually I go with brown on the waterline because my features are more on the low contrast side, but today I want to show you the most visible difference between the two eye shapes. That's why I'm going to use the black color so you can really see how placement changes the shape. And I want something dramatic, bold, more defined. It instantly makes the eyes look sharper and more lifted, perfect for the winged or foxy side. Now let's focus on the foxy side. I'm using black eyeliner here, but notice it's more horizontal, not overly lifted. Why? Because our goal is to elongate the eye, not make it rounder or overly cat eye sharp. Start by following the natural curve of your lower lash line, keeping it close to the lashes. Then, when you get to the outer corner, extend the line outward towards the temple. Apply black eye pencil to the lower waterline. It will make the eye smaller a little bit, but more elongated. Next, pick up your pencil again and focus on an inner corner angle. It helps support the wing and really balance the eye shape. Draw the line parallel to the lower lash line and keeping it more horizontal. Small, precise strokes work best here. It's all about control and keeping the lines parallel for that seamless, elongated effect. Now, if you look closely, you can see a slightly curve forming between the wing and the lower lash line. For the foxy eye, we actually want a straighten connection here. Take your brush or pencil and gently straighten the line, making it flow smoothly from the wing down to the low lash line. Stop just before the middle of the eye. No, even more precise. Stop right before the highest point of the eye, which usually falls off outside the pupil. And we don't want a wide, heavy line in the center of the eye. Now, let's move on to the eyeshadow. And we will start with the shade Supermom, a light beige. On the foxy side, I'm applying it from the inner corner all the way to the middle of the eyelid, and this keeps the lightest part of the eye in the corner. And on the rounded, dull side, we'll use this shade only on the center of the lid. Next, take a small brush and pick up Dreamer, a matte dark brown shade. On the foxy side, we'll create a soft V shape. Start just above the black liner at the outer corner and swipe it into the crease. Don't worry about harsh lines at this stage, think of it as a draft for depth. We'll blend everything later with lighter shades. Also, lightly apply this shade along the low lash line, following the outer corner. This will support the elongation of the eye and connect the upper and lower areas. On the rounded doll side, apply the same dark brown to both the inner corner and the outer corner, as well as the lower lash line, leaving the center of the lid light. This creates contrast. The middle stays bright and open, while the sides are deep and matte. So work inside the eyebrow shape, don't blend it outwards to the temple. Now it's time to blend everything together. Take a fluffy blending brush and pick up Force of Nature, a light matte brown shade. This shade will help softly transition between the dark and the light colors on the lid. Hold your brush perpendicular to the eyelid and use gentle side-to-side swipes along the edges of your shadows. The goal here is to diffuse any harsh lines, creating a smooth gradient from light to dark. Keep the motion soft and controlled. Don't drag the color too far, just enough to mix the shades seamlessly. Blending is key. It polishes the shape and makes the elongation foxy side or roundness doll side look natural and effortless. So I just keep blending and blending until the edges look soft and seamless. For example, these shadows are perfect for that. They are soft, pigmented enough, and extremely smooth to blend. From the other brands, dry shadows are excellent for building up intensity, especially in the outer corners. I'm adding a bit more matte brown under the eyes. Think like Korean makeup style. This makes the eye look bigger and more doll-like. Trust the process. I know it looks a little strange now, but when we clean it up with the concealer, the difference will be impressive. Next, to make the foxy cat eye side sharper and bolder, I'm using a black liner. This refreshes the black color because some brown shadow may have stuck to the pencil. And now I'm just touching the lash line, not straightening the skin. And now a little mistake moment to show you how to fix it if it happens to you. First of all, grab a sharp, thin brush and dip into it a matte concealer. And the second one, use the concealer to find the right direction for the final line and carefully clean underneath. This includes eyeshadow, eyeliner, and even the wing or inner corner area. This step is what polished the shape and makes the foxy eye precise. Actually, you don't need harsh lines here. I'm just showing it more visible so you can clearly see the difference. And you can use a fluffy brush for this step. I'll blend the edges and gently remove any extra product back into the brush so everything looks soft and seamless. Just to summarize the effect visually, so foxy eye. Think Hollywood triangle under the eye, okay? And doll eye, create a soft curl under the eye following the natural shape. And this is what really helps define the difference between the two eye shapes. Now, let's finish with mascara, which really complete the eye transformation. On the foxy side, apply mascara mostly to the outer lashes, swiping them toward the temple. This emphasizes the elongation and lift, making the eye look longer and more cat-like. On the doll side, apply mascara evenly across all lashes, including the inner and the outer corners. Don't forget about the low lashes. And swipe the brush slightly upwards, but keep it soft. This opens the eye and enhancing the round, wide-eyed effect. Now on the doll side, I'm adding a beige or nude pencil to the waterline. This immediately opens up the eye and makes it look bigger and more awake. This trick is to stay close to the lash line. This subtle step enhancing the round, soft effect we create with the shadows and the liner. On the foxy eyes side, I'm creating a straight line on the lips, which complements the elongated, sharp look of the eye. On the doll side, I'm shaping the lips more rounded, softer and just fuller to match the open circle eye shape. Next, I add a gray pencil. I'll go quite dark at first, then blend and remove some of it just to make it look balanced with the bold eye makeup. This step adds subtle dimension and structure. Next, let's talk about blush placement. I usually apply 3 small dots along the cheekbone, keep it higher and more sculpted. On the doll-like side, apply the blush directly on the apple of the cheek. Use a fluffy brush to blend it. I'm using a new one and I absolutely love it. The Japanese quality is amazing. It's so soft, almost like a cat paw, and it blends the blush perfectly without harsh lines. Blending is a key here. Make sure the color gradually fades into the skin for a natural finish. Now let's move on to bronzer. Focus on under the cheekbone and swipe slightly upward toward the temple. This reinforces the elongated, lifted look of the foxy eye and adds structure to the face. On the doll side, apply bronzer along the natural curve of the cheek, enhancing the apple of the cheek. Next, let's add highlighter. On the foxy eye side, I apply highlighter just to the highest point of the cheekbones. This just adds a subtle glow that complements the sharp cat eye look. On the doll eye side, place highlighter on the apple of the cheek. So now let's compare two sides and really see the difference altogether. On the foxy eye side, everything is elongated, lifted and sharp. On the doll eye side, everything is soft, rounded and youthful. The eyebrow is fuller and curved, eyeliner and eyeshadow enhance the middle of the eye, mascara opens up the lashes evenly, and the blush, bronzer and highlighter focus on the apple of the cheek. When you look at the both sides together, you can see how small changes in placement, shape and shadow completely transform the eye and face shape. It's a perfect example of how makeup is all about technique, not just products. And this is side-by-side comparison really shows that you can completely change the vibe of your look, whether you want something bold and foxy or soft and doll-like. Personally, I choose the more rounded doll-like technique when I'm in a cozy, relaxed mood. I go for a lifted, foxy side when I have a meeting or need to look more serious. Otherwise, people might think I am just a smiling, playful girl, or that type of problem. Yeah, makeup is powerful, and if you are going to a job interview or date, come back to this video and pick elements that suits your mood or vibe, and don't feel like you need to use black. You can switch to brown, light or beige shades. I use black here just to show the contrast clearly. So which one will you choose, foxy or doll? And thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.